It's your boy Shofu and your other boy Ricky Cocaine. All right, so basically we just had a bunch of matches, and I was gonna upload it into a separate video, but I remembered that a lot of you guys wanted to see gameplay because you wanted some type of filler in the background of our podcast because you found it boring just to look at a picture the entire time. So we went ahead and got some gameplay for you, and this is fresh. We just had this match yesterday. All these matches were in about an hour session all yesterday, so they're fresh, never before seen footage. rare footage, rare footage of your boy Shofu and Ricky Cocaine playing some Brawl.
Smacked.
All right, anyways, enjoy. Ricky Cocaine, you got anything to say to these people?
Keep it real.
And there it is. Bop.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 4 of Japan Time, your podcast for Smash Brothers news, announcements, and analysis. I'm your host, Roger DeLuigi. I am here today with the Triforce, Shofu, Ricky, and Zeph, and we have our new regular, War Champ 7.
Hello, everybody.
And guys, we're all pretty aggravated right now because this is our 12th, 13th, maybe 14th recording. I don't even know how many recordings we've done. So we actually just recorded a segment with Prague, which you are going to hear later on the show, which is sort of like an EVO recap. But we just wanted to go over the daily pictures because this week there was actually stuff in them. So you want to get right into it?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, because we can't be like recording something and have it drop again. All right, so the first daily picture was July 8th, and it was a picture of Pitt's Guardian Orbitars. So we all agree that's definitely his down B.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
no
man.
questions?
Right. I like it too. It looks really cool to me. I think it looks pretty badass.
There are some jaggies on that
I
shield.
want it to be
You're talking
jump
about no
cancelable
anti-lacing?
Are you kidding me, Zeph?
on the first frame it comes out.
Oh my gosh. This man wants another Fox. I want that to be his up B. He can't fly anymore. Yep.
I want it to be a shine.
His up. They actually. Sorry, you said his up B, and actually, someone pointed this out to us in one of the comments, and I wish I had the guy's name on hand. And actually, this is something that we didn't have in an old segment that we recorded, so I'm so glad that you mentioned it. Is Pitt's up B has changed, and there's actually video of it changed. So if you go back to the original trailer for Smash for Wii U and 3DS, Pitt. His new up B is no longer him just like with 5 flaps. He does a straight diagonal shot as his up B now.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Now that you mentioned it, I remember seeing that.
Yeah, so someone had mentioned that in the comments, and I'm sorry for not knowing who you are and for not pulling up your name right away, but thank you, because that's clearly his up B. But yeah, we all agree, Guardian Orbitars, his down B, fine. So the next picture, that was July 9th, this is kind of crazy. So Sakurai said that the picture is of the stage in the original trailer where Bowser gets like shot in the butt with the giant, like there's like the giant spike thing.
Whoa.
Yeah, from the Super Mario World castles.
4 words.
It's from the Super Mario World castles, like on the SNES.
Oh, that's from that's right. Well,
Yeah,
one of the things that people were bringing up was that those giant spike things are from Mario 3D Land. Like they're pretty clearly from Mario 3D Land, but we originally had confirmation that there was another Mario stage, which was like a side-scrolling one. But because of Sakurai's wording, we now know the side-scrolling 3DS stage that was a Mario stage and the one where like Bowser's getting hit with the spike are actually one and the same. And it's pretty interesting because I don't think this has happened before where they've combined Mario games into one like side-scrolling level. So, like, what do you guys think about this?
Dope.
Yeah, if they're combining like multiple games into one stage, I think that could be really cool.
Right, because I've never. Well, go ahead.
Well, it's like we were saying earlier, maybe like a Delfino. I still can't get it on the second take.
Delfino. I know, this is like the 12th take, and you can't get Delfino.
Delfino
Plaza. There we go. Yeah.
But you're still wrong because the stage isn't Delfino Plaza. It's a lot more like.
I know it's not Delfino. I know it's not Delfino Plaza.
He knows.
But
That's Ricky Cocaine. He knows.
we're talking about the side-scrolling element. No, was it Delfino? Wasn't a side-scroller.
No, Delfino was like Skyloft.
Yeah, it was crazy weird.
Right.
Oh well, whatever. That's what I'm gonna say. That's where I'm gonna end it.
All right. Well, the next picture was the Wii Fit trainer doing the sun pose, and I had previously mentioned that I thought maybe that was like the sun in the picture was actually Pikachu's new Final Smash, like a redone Volt Tackle, but you all told me
You were
I was
dead
completely wrong.
I'm pretty sure he would have said something if that was Pikachu in the picture.
It's too small. It's
It
not.
doesn't look, and you can see through. You can see through it. It's not Pikachu, man. I know Pikachu. That's not Pikachu.
So do you think that's a smash, or do you think it's a taunt or a special move, or like what's going on there?
I think it's a
I
taunt,
thought it was
bro.
part of the stage. I don't. The sun part, I think, is part of the stage. Her pose, maybe it's a taunt. But
Do you
as
think
a
the sun
pet-
part's part of the stage?
Yeah, yes. Did I say it weird? Was it in Chinese?
No, I'm questioning it because the stage is like a nighttime stage in the picture, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it is. But I mean, at the same time,
And like I
it's
don't
like a
remember
lens
suns
flare.
crashing
All right,
onto
man.
Battlefield.
I'm gonna break it down one more time. One more time. One more time.
This story.
Do you see her pale skin? It's white. It's not even just. It's like literally white. Like it's whiter than the website background. She needs vitamin D at all times. Otherwise, she will perish. She's praying to the sun god for some sunlight at night. That's it. It's a wrap. That's 100% what is going on in this picture. I guarantee it.
That's too long of a smash to keep doing. It'll take too long.
Hey, what if she's like, what if like in the game, like if you don't do her taunt often enough because she's so pale, like she loses, she gains percentage. She gains damage. So you got to do her taunt where she praises the sun god, which she is clearly doing in this picture, obviously, and yeah, she stays alive longer. Not bad.
If
Oh,
you
I
go
think I
too
see
long-
it now.
If you go
Yeah, I
too
see it
long
now.
without
You
doing
see
the-
it? You see?
Yeah,
It's logical,
yeah.
right? It's extremely
Obvious
logical.
now.
Yep.
Believe that like Naruto believes it.
Mhm.
Boo.
Oh come on, dude, you're the one.
Next,
You're making a joke from a previous recording and it got laughs of whatever. All right, so anyways, so 7-Eleven, oh thank heaven. So the July 11th picture was of Mega Man and his Mega Buster, which I think we could all agree that was probably just like mid animation or a taunt.
It's awesome though. I kind of like the detail that they're putting into like his little Buster. It's kind of like Samus's how it like came apart and came back together and did
Yeah.
all that craziness.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it's
was
dope.
cool. All right, and then finally, the main
moment of
course.
truth.
All right, I know
Moment of
Shofu, your anger is building, it's rising, it's getting to a point. Actually, I know Warchamp feels the same way too. So, me and Ricky are both happy about this.
Let it be known.
7/12, the day that the world paid attention to Smash Brothers, Pikmin and Olimar were confirmed
Get him
for Smash Brothers for
outta
Wii U
here.
and 3DS. Sullivan Richards was right. He
A
was
prophet.
right.
That's what he
You
is.
were wrong. End of story.
Get him out. What is all? Is he a human? Like, what is he?
Nah,
is
he has
love.
elf ears.
All right. Can I like? I just want to kick him in the face. Like,
He's from Hocotate. He's a Hocotation.
Pay
All
attention
right.
to the story, man.
I'm
I don't
getting.
even
I'm
know
getting,
what that
I'm
means.
getting angry again.
Why are you getting angry? Dude, you should be happy that Olimar is back. He's like an original character. Everyone likes the Pikmin franchise. Pikmin 3 just launched, which, by the way, good on Nintendo for announcing this character on the day of Japan's Pikmin 3 launch.
All
Good
right,
move.
Roger.
Okay.
And
Hold-
Alomar has very fluid animations on all of his moves. They all look
Get
very
No, no.
Throw
They
him out.
spend months on
Look,
Olimar
I'm
alone.
Remove him from the call.
All his
Go
moves,
down.
all his moves look exactly the same. His forward B, his
Yep.
his smash attacks, his grab. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it.
I did my rant in one of our earlier 12 recordings. I'm going to do it again. I have no problems with Olimar as a character. My only problem with him is that all of his moves look the same. He twitches his elbow and you get grabbed from halfway across the freaking stage. He twitches his knee and all of a sudden you're getting star KO'd off the top of the screen by a purple Pikmin. You didn't even see him grab. Like
Oh my
his
God.
animations are just like the complete opposite of telegraphing what he's about to do. Like you
That's
don't
why
see
it's
it
good, though, because you can't
Mind
read
games.
Olimar. That's why he's good. It's mind games.
That's not
Ricky,
good.
And then-
Ricky,
and
hello.
He throws.
I hear
like,
you. You are my friend on this.
He throws like 5 Pikmin at you, and then like in 10 seconds you have 100%. Hell no, get him about.
Sometimes that's how it works, though.
No, I'm kidding.
Right, I mean,
real
if,
life.
if you're like if you're a new player, if you're not good against some Olimar,
Hold on,
like if you
hold
suck
on.
like Shofu sucks, then maybe. But like,
Oh,
You get
Hold on,
snapped
hold on. Ricky just said Ricky just said that happens in real life. Everyone's not gonna listen to that.
No, let's not.
What happens in real life?
He said Pikmin happen in real life or something.
Let's not pay attention to what
Wait,
Ricky's
a
saying.
couple-
He's on cocaine.
If I pull a daisy,
Let's
I
not
think that
pay-
must. I don't know how that. Are you saying Pikmin grow in real life? Like, what is
They're
this?
plants, right?
Someone
Yeah.
said no. When you said throw the 5 Pikmin and gain 100%, Ricky said sometimes that happens in real life.
What are you smoking, Ricky? God.
Them
Crystal
cocaine
heroin,
cigars, man.
Oh my God. All right. Well,
Well, hold on. Before we move on from Olimar, because we
Okay.
lost the recording, I pointed it out, and none of you guys had really caught it. That his first pictures in every single one that's come out since the first one, all of Olimar's pictures, he only has 3 Pikmin. We talked about this already. Shut up.
I know he's like faking his. No, dude. The thing. I'm just gonna bring up what we said too. Is that
Yeah.
I feel like there's no reason to nerf Olimar and give him only 3. Especially because it would make his B up even more useless. It's already useless, and it would make it worse.
I brought up the point of one of Sakurai's early interviews where they were having problems with ice climbers because of memory limitations or something, and that's what I feel might be the reason that they're dropping Olimar to 3 Pikmin. Is that they might be having... Shut up!
God, they're like, that's not good. All this fake shock.
I think that's
No, this actually is a big revelation. You guys should give like applause to Warchamp for even noticing this, because I didn't notice that either.
already said it, like in
I know.
technical issues, yeah.
Right,
But
right.
continue.
That's my guess. You
Right,
guys
well,
were saying that it's because he starts with 3, and that's why you're keeping it around. And then
Right.
we got something else to talk about later that Roger brought up earlier. So we'll jump to the next picture, I think.
Right, which is the picture from 7:15, which is the Garden of Hope stage reveal. And someone mentioned on Twitter that they were like, I don't know what this is from. So, maybe if you use your brain, you'll think this is from Pikmin 3, the game that's not out yet. And so the ship that's in the picture is the SS Drake, which is the ship that Charlie and the other 2, I don't know the new characters' names, but the ones they use in the new Pikmin game. And,
I hope
which
it
is
crashes
interesting.
and burns when he tries to leave the planet.
God, you and your Pikmin hate, man. It's not good.
I've never even played Pikmin before. Anyways, carry on.
You're gonna buy it anyway, too, because you're not playing anything else on your Wii U right now other than Earthbound. You're
I'm
gonna
not
like
buying Pikmin 3. No.
you will. I'm telling you.
No.
I'm calling it on the show right now.
Nope.
2 weeks from now,
Nope.
when we're having our next Japan time, you're gonna be playing Pikmin 3.
Nope.
All right. I got to get real for a second because Roger, you said it earlier that everyone loves the Pikmin franchise. I don't. I'm sorry.
And there it
Zeph,
is.
where's Zeph right now? I need Zeph.
I'm not a Pikmin fan personally.
Zeph, tell these people how much you hate Pikmin.
Pikmin? How much I hate Pikmin?
Nah, I don't think you don't hate the game actually, right?
No,
no,
but
I
you
like
brought up a good point because we were talking about the stage clearly being from Pikmin 3, and you brought up that maybe they'll introduce a second Pikmin rep that uses flying Pikmin and rock Pikmin, because we haven't seen any of them in Olimar's pictures yet. It's like the new thing.
My turn now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but that was a good point when you brought it up the first time we tried to record this.
I know. God, these people are listening right now like, man, they already know everything they're going to say. It's like, I know, we didn't plan it this
scripted.
way. Yeah, this actually isn't scripted. Ricky wanted to write a script, and we said no.
I'm still writing it. Just
You're
in
writing
case. Just in case this
we lose it
recording
again.
goes flop.
Oh, my God.
Hey, I'm pretty sure if I played Pikmin, I'd like it, but I've just never played it, and therefore I have no connection to Olimar. And then when I knew who Olimar was before he was in Smash Bros, but then I saw him in Smash Bros, and I just didn't like him.
Excited.
Hello?
Yeah, I remember.
I've played Pikmin, and like it's not a bad game by any means, but
course
it's not an amazing game to me. I don't think it's a fantastic game. I think it's good, but it's an okay game to me.
All right, enough with Pikmin. We're going to move on.
Enough.
I'm calling the alarm right now. So the next picture was 716. It's the Wii Fit Trainer Double Attack. And I think we all agreed that's her neutral air, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
It's attacking multiple directions, probably.
OP.
It's got to be. And then 717 is the picture that I was like, I don't even know what to say about this. I'm sure it's on the screen right now. It's the Pikmin doing something with Mega Man. It's a very strange picture.
Making sweet love. Throwing that Barry White during this picture.
The white Pikmin.
Yeah, see, I didn't hate Olimar until this picture came out.
There it is.
There goes Mega Man.
Just
Mega Man's. I don't know why they're making him look so bad.
Yeah,
I know he's dope.
someone's got it out for him. You know, he got the crap kicked out of him in the trailer, and now he got pictures where questionable things are happening to him.
He's stunning
I'm
at the
sure
end.
though, Mega Man's gonna be good. Once Mewtwo King finds out some weird stuff with him, Mega Man's gonna be amazing.
Weird stuff, like his down smash that does like. 40%.
I mean, like exploits is what I mean. Like,
I think down smash doing 40% is an exploit.
No, I spoke about this on the actual first episode that
Yeah.
the down smash, the guy DI'd into it, both hits.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, oh my lord! Wait, is that what I did with Peach that one time? Oh hell no!
Yeah, that happened.
Oh my lord! This man put a clean 65% on me with one hit. Well, not one hit, but one down smash.
All right, well, the
Not
next
bad.
picture, which I know Shofu was probably his favorite of the week, was the one
Yes.
where Samus is killing the Pikmin.
Pikmin genocide, destroy them all.
And then we actually got a good shot too of Samus's new
All
armor.
3 of them. I pointed it out.
Yeah, and again, yeah, you only see 3 Pikmin in that trailer, so you know that there might be something going on. That I still think that'd be weird though if they were to cut it down to 3 Pikmin for the 3DS limitations. That'd be strange.
Like we were saying, how would Olimar work? Like his up recovery, he needs like a minimum of 5 or something to make it really like plausible.
Not do that anymore though. That's the thing. It might be something different now.
Well, like what would they replace it with? Like you can't have a little Pikmin ship like fly up. Oh, maybe you could. I guess I don't know.
They could do anything. Like they have all the freedom in the world. Like think about Fox and Falco. Look at Fox's recovery, his up B. Does he ever catch fire and fly through the air in any of his games? No.
This
Like
man's
that
speaking
makes
the truth.
that makes absolutely no sense at all. But it's like a staple of his character now. Like they could do whatever they want with Olimar in Smash 4 for his up B.
And come to think of it, actually, Falcon doesn't do a Falcon punch in any of the old F-Zero games. So
Yeah.
Do a knee, he doesn't do any kind of punch either.
Yeah,
The
Smash
knee.
defined him as a character.
It did. All right, well, the final picture, which actually, surprisingly enough, one of them that's gotten the most buzz, is the villager riding on a gyroid rocket. Now, I personally think this is his forward air, but you guys think it might be something else?
Yeah,
I think
my-
this is entry animation.
Yeah, we talked about this entry animation, and just because he seems to be getting momentum off it, because there's like smoke trailing behind him, so it looks like he's moving him. And I don't think there are any aerial attacks that propel you in a direction.
Yeah, I was gonna say that'd be pretty good for an aerial attack to send you, to give you momentum that much at least.
Well, you already know Villager's going to be top tier. He's like catching
Nope.
things and
No.
planting. We talked about this the first episode.
Stop right there. You can
with
stop right
Roger.
there.
I'm with Roger. The villagers
It could be a neat intro animation, but I think we all agree that the best intro animation for Villager would be for a house to just drop down and him to step out of the door.
Yes. Or his final smash should definitely be like Tom Nook selling houses to everybody, and they just fall on top of them.
His final smash is Tom Nook is going to jump on screen and just apply crippling debt to everybody on screen.
Could be that. That would work well.
Insta kill.
Yeah.
I see it. The programming is going to be hard, but I see it.
One other thing though, someone pointed out was that the gyroid has a different texture than the one that was seen in that one picture where Shofu was crying that one week, where the gyroid was in the background of Smashville. So Ricky, you think it might be an item?
It is an item. Okay.
Ooh,
You sure?
The confidence.
I'm
Right.
putting my money on it right now.
He's
Not trying to
positive.
look like a fool when it turns out not to be an item, but I'm saying it's an item. I mean, it's probably gonna work like the Warp Star or something. Just go horizontal instead of
vertical?
up into the air and then come back down.
Could
But
work.
I see it. I see it. Everybody can use the gyroid. That'd be dope.
I think
that would
it'd
be
be a
cool.
cool item. I think it'd be a cool item.
Yeah.
All right, well then we're gonna wrap this for the daily pictures because we got a lot more coming up. So the next segment you guys are gonna be hearing, but we actually recorded before we started recording any of this, was a quick segment we did with Prague, who many of you guys know is the commentator for EVO, one of the 2 commentators. He was awesome. So we pulled him on to sort of do a quick recap of EVO for those of you guys who weren't watching. And so we're gonna go on a quick break, and we will be right back with that. Stay tuned.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
All right, guys, and for those of you who are listening right now, we are actually jumping into our EVO recap segment, and joining our wonderful cast today is none other than Smash's very own star commentator, Prague.
I don't know about the star commentator, but
I think,
thank you very much
dude,
for having me on the show.
you and James were pretty much like the stars of EVO outside of the people who were actually playing. Like, your commentary really made it.
Yo, Shofu,
thank
make
you, thank
sure there's some fanfare when you introduce Prague. Just put in some sound effects. I don't know.
What, some applause.
Yeah, applause. Women. If you can get the sound effects of women having orgasms,
What about panties dropping?
What?
you put it in there.
What about
You need
panties
it all.
dropping? Is that okay? Is that good?
You
can
put
the
that in. That's
song,
good.
whatever.
That's good.
All right.
But yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get it. So, first off, Prague. For those people who are listening right now who weren't watching live, who was top 8, and what was your favorite set? Because I think that's one of the things we're really going to jump into a little bit later. Is like what were our favorite sets of the show. But who are top 8? Who did you expect to win, and who ended up winning?
Top 8 winner side happened to be, it was Dr. PP versus Wobbles and Me Too King versus Hungry Box, winner side. Meanwhile, on the bracket of alternate success, it was Shroom versus Armada and Mango versus Ice. Ice and Wobbles I had as honorable mentions. I didn't pick either of them to make it to top 8. But Wobbles certainly got a huge head of steam and somehow just made it to second place. He was looking fantastic, so all credit to him where it's due. And in terms of favorite sets, there were so many. With a tournament of this caliber, you kind of expect to see a lot of sets to go out in history, and especially with just the amount of high caliber players. There were magnificent sets from start to finish. I mean, one of the earliest sets that happened was we had Lucky versus Blade Wars, which was a nail biter. Then back to back from that was Swift Base from Connecticut against Donkey Kong player Bishop in a really, really intense set. It was insane. Just the amount of fantastic players that are out there. Second day, I mean, just saying how stacked everything is. You have Dr. Pepe and Kells and Pools. There's West Balls and Wish. That was another insane set that happened twice, actually. It was just stacked from top to finish. But I think my favorites of the tournament happens to be one of the most uncommon ones, where it was Wobbles against Hungry Box in that winner's final set. It was 2 out of 3, a very rare matchup, and Wobbles just had that extra to just somehow just grab victory from just food.
Well, that was one of the craziest things too. Is I've never watched a tournament of Melee and heard people cheering for Wobbles, and people were cheering loud.
I think that kind of played into his favor. Traditional fighting game tournament where Ultimate Marvel 3 has tons of TAC infinites. Welcome home. This is basically where you belong, Ice Climbers.
Right. All the people who are saying like Ice Climbers aren't going to come back or anything like that, it's like, no. If anything needs to come back, the Wobble needs to come back.
Oh, God.
You stop that right now.
I'm not going to stop that. I'm a fan of Wobbles. I think because it'd be different. I think if like there were so many people who try to take advantage of it, but really competitively, he is the only one that I've seen every single time and again, use the Wobble to his best advantage. I mean, it was named after him. The technique was named after Wobbles, so obviously
he was
it's
the
like
first guy to do it, but it kind of I think was popularized maybe in 2002. But Ken saw him do it at an early tournament and just named it after him. So
Yeah.
But I think it's definitely a fair technique. It's something that we're not going to see. Everyone drop their name and pick up Ice Climbers because there's such a amount of precision that you need to play as them, another skill set in managing that. So it's not going to happen in my opinion. But he definitely earned his shot, and he did fantastic work. He didn't need Wobble all the time, but it was definitely a message that I'm going to get this grab, and this is what you have to be afraid of, which everyone should have already been afraid of going into every matchup with him.
Well, I think that's like just sort of like what you mentioned. It's like the second, if you were watching it on the stream, the second you saw someone get caught in the Ice Climber's grab, you knew immediately it was over.
You know it was a
like
wrap.
every time, you knew it was over. You're like, well, there's a stock right there.
Yeah.
All right, so let's pretty quickly then. Let's talk about what our favorite sets were of the show. Not necessarily winners, not necessarily near the ending, but like the one thing about this Evo compared to any other Evo was the pools and the quarters, even the semis, like were incredible. I was watching pool matches that could have been final matches. Like they were so good.
Yeah.
My favorite was Dr. PP and Armada.
Yeah, that was definitely a huge.
Yeah, 'cause he was.
Huge
Everybody was. I felt like everybody was secretly rooting against Armada. So I don't know.
Everyone.
I don't think it was too secret.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually sitting on someone's lap. I don't remember who. Just kidding.
Hello?
What?
Do what you got to do, man. Spectator sport.
That's true.
But,
I gotta say though, like props to Armada for his peach. Is that?
Definitely.
Oh my God! Like, if there is one thing that like I truly respect is when I see a peach player out there, and I know peach is relatively high tier, but like I always love seeing high level play peaches. They're incredible. Like some of the stuff that was going on in the later matches, I can't remember who he was against. I think did Armada play Mewtwo King?
Yes.
Okay, so it was the match with Mewtwo King where they were on Dreamland and Mewtwo King's hanging off the ledge and he's just doing a Sheik's B up and like teleporting in the middle of the air, and like the turnips that Armada was throwing were being juggled in the little like explosion that Sheik was making. And it was like mind-boggling to watch. I think you even mentioned on the stream that like if only there was a fox in the match shooting lasers, like a black hole would have happened. It was crazy. It was so cool.
But yeah, I mean, that was so scary. Just PP versus Armada in quarterfinals. That was grand finals of Apex 2013. That was in quarters, not even top 8. Everyone kind of knew in that tournament that if Armada, Mewtwo King, Hungry Box, PP, and Mango were all going to make it into top 8, at least one of them had to qualify and lose your side. So that showed exactly how difficult this event would be.
Yeah, that's true.
But besides that, I think my favorite set had to be, besides the Dr. PP Hungry Box set, it had to be Hacks versus Dr. PP. Hacks, of course, being the main Captain Falcon out there, just did fantastic work in a match that's extremely difficult and was basically a hair away from pulling off one of the biggest upsets in history.
See, it's funny you mentioned Hacks as a Falcon because that's probably one of my favorite matches of the whole tournament too. Was the one S2J versus Hacks?
Oh
when
yeah.
It was both Captain Oh my God! I think I tweeted at the time. I'm like, this is what happens when two Falcon punches collide. It was like insane. Oh, that was probably one of my favorites. And then I think I can't remember which one it was. I think it was, and I'm probably gonna butcher his name. It's Amsa, right? The Yoshi.
Yes, the Japanese Yoshi.
Right, so him versus Mewtwo King.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
I didn't catch that one.
It wasn't on stream. It was recorded by Sheik, the Japanese player.
It was on Nico Nico.
Was it on Nico Nico as well?
Yeah, because I watched it on Nico Nico when it was happening.
Right.
Because people on the Evo stream were like freaking out because they could hear people in the background cheering at the Amsa versus Mewtwo King match.
It was. The scary thing about Amsa is he's only been around for, I think, 6 months. That's scary.
He's only been around 6 months?
Good? I believe Code tweeted that a couple of days ago. Like, he's only been going to Fest for 6 months.
Wow.
That is crazy. He played like a pro. He played like he could have been part of the old guard with like Ken and all of them. Oh my God, we didn't even mention Ken? Ken first match.
Yeah.
Oh my God. When Ken was knocked out, well, the first set that Ken had, everyone was like, "Oh, Ken's back!" Like that was even the hashtag that was going on was like, "Ken is back." But man, as soon as he was knocked out, it was almost like a punch to the gut because that was when I was like at my hypest for Melee. Was when him and Mewtwo, when they were all like the ones at the top. So it was weird to see like the old guard sort of retreating and seeing like the new guard come up. But oh man, there were so many good matches.
Yeah, it was just an exciting tournament from start to finish. And I mean, again, just the road leading up to it with Nintendo Gate and all of that just made it much more worth it in the end. It was
I think it made it a lot more satisfying for sure.
Yeah, a lot of people expect us to steal the show. I don't think anyone expected us to steal a show days before the tournament even began. So.
Right. Well, War
what was
Champ,
the
I've hardly
numbers?
even. Wait, what's up? Go ahead, Ricky.
What I'm asking, what were the numbers on the live stream? I know,
Oh.
like at the end, it was high.
Melee peaked just under 135,000. We had like 134,000 something. It was up there.
That's ridiculous.
God,
Right.
that is
that's pretty
ridiculous.
sweet.
We held the record for the biggest fighting game stream for like a couple hours until Marvel came on, because Street Fighter 4 didn't actually beat that.
Oh,
Street
really?
Fighter was like 120
Really?
something.
Yeah, it was like 122 they peaked at for Street Fighter 4. Marvel got like 145,000. So Melee was second most viewed stream at EVO.
That's
Or
incredible.
Twitch, yeah. Nico,
Yeah.
I think we got third.
For people who say that Melee isn't a fighting game, it's like, hello, look at the numbers.
You heard
Check
James
yourself.
Kent say himself. So.
Yeah. Well, one of the last things then, because I didn't really hear from Warchamp during the section about the sets. What was your favorite set of the show?
Dr. PP versus Armada was definitely up there for me. That one was already talked about. I can't remember who he was playing against, but Armada played a match, and he pulled a bomb, and within 10 seconds later, he pulled a Stitch face. And the only thought that crossed my mind was, Armada is back. He is here in full force. Like, that's what was being said on stream. This is vintage Armada, and it was just hilarious to see that. But I think Hungry Box versus Wobbles might have been my favorite match. Like, I'm personally not a fan of wobbling, but it does make for extremely tense matches. And
Oh my god, it does.
For Wobbles and Hungry Box to be going at it, I think that was that was on winner's side, right?
Yeah.
That was winner's
Yeah.
side, yeah. And the funny thing about that match, too, it's sort of tied back to what we were talking about, where, like, once you saw Wobbles grab someone, you knew it's sort of over. Like,
Yeah.
oh, that guy's down to stock. Same thing with Hungry Box. It's like the second he even got close to the Ice Climbers, you're like, well, here comes a clutch rest. Like,
Yeah,
here we
right.
go. And it was just every other stock. It was incredible.
And it was down to the wire, and it was just such a tense match to be watching, knowing that
Oh,
any one of them could die at any moment, and for it to be so close, that match was just great for me.
Hey, for that match, I kind of felt like it looked like Hungry Box didn't realize that it was a best of 3 instead of a best of 5.
Yeah.
I felt like he wasn't, not saying he was sandbagging or anything, but it looked like he wasn't, like, he was relaxed, seeing that's how he thought he had another match to play, kind of.
Right.
I don't know though. So that's how it
Yeah,
looked when they ended.
Originally, the rules said that winners, losers, and grands were 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
But I think because of how King of Fighters ran, and also maybe because of a exhibition for Killer Instinct, that they had to drop it down to 2 out of 3.
Yeah, that makes sense.
that makes sense, yeah. I actually have a question for you,
Okay,
Prague.
I'm here. I just want to say,
Zeph's in the
my
building.
my favorite sets, like, I don't really know the opponents, but any match with Hacks, S2J, Fish It, and Bizarro Flame were probably my favorites. I didn't really care much for the top 8 besides Mango versus Wobbles.
Okay.
I don't know if you're crazy, Zeph. But, I was really feeling Dr. PP versus Mango, just because I mean space animals, they happen a lot, but it was like being in the Dragon Ball Z episode where you just couldn't keep up. Your eyes just, the only thing you can do is just like shift your eye from left to right or whatever. It was
Focus on
moving
their
too
energy.
fast, man. It
Yeah,
was crazy.
yeah.
Their power
That's
levels
the
were over
result.
9,000 for sure.
Yes, of course. You had to know that.
Are you kidding?
Dude, it was. I had a match with Zeph, because I mean, you know, me and Shofu were talking smack. You know, I handled Shofu real quick. Then after that, Zeph came in the building.
Hold up. Rewind. What was that?
Shots
I
fired.
think you heard me though.
Excuse me?
Shots fired.
Then
Bang, bang.
Zeph came in the building. Zeph showed me the fifth dimension. I was, Dude is reckless with Fox. I got a real respect for Fox after that battle was done.
Fifth mention.
That was nothing. That was foolish.
Oh, baby food.
Oh my
Mashed peas, mashed potatoes, applesauce.
I was
Okay.
Pog, I was gonna ask you actually while we still have you here. I
Uh,
can't remember the set, but it was a really, really early set. I want to say it might have even been pools. But this is just one that I'm looking down my Twitter feed and trying to remember like matches that I was really hyped for. And there was one where Axe did a double four stock. Do you remember this? Do you remember who he was up against?
I think that might have been Axe. Let's see. Might have been Axe against Dick Chang.
Maybe, I don't know, but that was incredible. Like,
I remember that someone got ace-stopped by Axe, and I was like, this does not bode well for the rest of the tournament. He's playing
right,
this.
yeah. That was probably one of my other top matches
Actually,
that I really
yeah,
enjoyed.
that was Axe against Dick Chang. It was a peach. I remember that.
Cool.
It was not pretty at all. My
Well, Prague,
condolences to the family.
one thing I'm gonna say then while you're still here is there anything you'd want to say to the Evo crowd that you didn't get a chance to say over the past week? And is there anything you want to say to our listeners or anything that you want to hear us talk about in the later segments?
Well, first and foremost, to all the listeners who are interested in Smash Brothers, I'm not going to say welcome to the community because that doesn't really fit. It's more welcome to the family. To the
Hashtag tearjerker.
to everyone that
Hello.
who enjoyed all of the action at EVO. Thank you for keeping this game alive. 12 years after release, we've got a group of maniacs that are still willing to travel so far with televisions, cubes, everything's out of date, but we do it for the love of the game. And without you guys showing real love for us, we wouldn't be doing this. And I just want to say thank you to you guys for having me on to talk about this, for again supporting us during the whole Nintendo Gate operation. And later on in the show, I'd love to hear how you guys think that our numbers for EVO might affect Smash 4 and how that might come along. Nintendo certainly is watching now; they weren't watching before. So.
Well, that's definitely a better listener question than most of the ones we have this week.
Wait, don't say that. You got to cut that out.
No, we're keeping that in.
Hey, we're keeping it real
Shots
right now.
fired.
We're keeping it real. Shots fired right now because we're gonna get into this a little bit later, but I fired off that tweet this morning where I'm like, hey, if you guys have any questions about the show, like feel free to. And some of the questions that we got were just like
they were next level.
Next level. What?
They were in terms of foolishness.
Okay.
Of foolishness, yeah.
Okay.
That's
All right, well, man. Prague, thanks again. So thank you so much for coming back on the show. And again, we'd love to have you on for a full episode even to talk more about Smash Brothers 4 and for the Melee community too.
Sure, certainly would not mind it. Big shout out to Melee on Me, that crew and cast. And again, thank you guys for having me on.
And one more thing before you go, where can people find you? What's your Twitter?
Oh, I was just about to give myself a self-plug, but I'll take the assist from James My Twitter is at Progducto. Again, that's at PROGDUCTO. Again, thank you guys for having me on. Take care, and you're going to have a lot more content, so stay tuned, guys.
Woo! And with that, we are going on a quick break. All right, guys, and we are back. So you guys just listened to the Prague EVO segment, and we got a couple more things to discuss before we wrap out this episode. So, Warchamp, I know you're part of that back room. What's going on with Project M 2.6?
All right, so Wednesday we finally put out 2.6. Kind of a surprise to people. EVO was coming up. We had announced 2.6 was coming out sometime in July. EVO came around. We had a video for Meta Knight ready, and we waited until after EVO. We dropped it on people on Show Me Your News on Tuesday, and at the very end of the video, it pops up, "It's coming tomorrow." And so, everybody kind of freaked out about that. Meta Knight's in the new demo, and it's coming out the next day. And
My body wasn't ready.
a lot of people weren't ready, and there was one comment on Smashboards I really liked where they said announcing a new character and that it comes out tomorrow is like sex without foreplay. And I replied to that saying, "Bite the pillow, we're coming in hype."
Oh my god!
Are you kidding me?
So 2.6 came out. We added Meta Knight, who I personally think is a really neat character. He's got a couple new moves. His other stuff's been tweaked, and we got balance patches for just some tweaks to a lot of characters in the cast, just to kind of round them out a little bit more.
Sonic.
Sonic was definitely someone who got some changes.
Now I heard Link was too. Something with his boomerang or something.
Yes, we actually had a dev blog posted about that on Monday. From the couple of the guys who lead it. There's no one really in charge of a single character. Everyone kind of contributes, but there's the people who they kind of lead everything, and it's kind of everybody takes care of it. But there is someone who kind of takes charge on things. And so they posted a dev blog talking about Link, and they've changed his boomerang, so it's not really a harassment tool anymore. It's more for a mid-range tool for continuing or starting combos. So that got some changes. You got some other things to help out his kit. Just a lot of good changes for everybody in this demo, and people should definitely check it out if they haven't yet.
Is that Ricky?
That was Zeph. I think he wanted to talk, and then he didn't.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say because I was waiting for Zeph. Didn't you say you had something to say about this too?
Well, I've played a solid 5 hours of Meta Knight already, so I know a lot about the character and a lot of changes that have happened to the game already. We haven't really received patch notes yet, so we're all finding it by ourselves.
Yeah, we wait on those for a bit.
Yeah.
I love his new down air though.
It's cool.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I don't really play Meta Knight, and I only downloaded the hackless version. I think played it for 5, maybe 10 minutes. I just basically ran through Donkey Kong to see if there were any changes, and I'm like, nope, it's good. Okay, I'm set. So nothing major. And then I turned it off, and I haven't gotten a chance to play since. So yeah. So could you go into specifics? I mean, maybe some of our listeners wouldn't care, but I think a lot of them probably do, as to the specifics of what has changed with Meta Knight.
Okay, so Meta Knight has a new back air. It's just kind of a single swing. It's pretty powerful. It's good for ending your combos and getting a good solid hit in. His down air, as you mentioned, it's kind of one of his iconic moves from the Kirby series that was missing before. And so he just either goes straight down, or you can angle it forwards the direction you're facing and go at a 45-degree angle. I think it might be a little bit more shallow than that. And it's a multi-hit move, goes straight down to the ground, or for quite a distance if you're in the air. So if some people I know, they SD a lot with it because they're used to having just kind of that the swing below him instead of spiking downwards. And so a lot of people, they tend to kill themselves when they use that for the first time because they're not used to that. Outside of that, his specials were toned down a bit. His up special's still the same. His tornado isn't as long as before. His side B, you can't really zigzag with it anymore. It's more just kind of a straight line. But it edge cancels. It's good for starting up a combo if they're not ready for it. And probably one of my favorite things about Meta Knight is that his down special now just has so much versatility and just so many possibilities for someone to do some really ridiculous things with it. You can do the down special. You can aim it towards a direction. If you hold B down, you'll end the special with the strike like he did originally. If you don't hold B, then you come out of it, free to do any of your aerials if you want to do that. And when you do the down special, you can actually end it early by flicking the C stick. And so it opens up a lot of options because you can go forwards, you can go backwards. You can, it takes some precision, but you can actually like send yourself backwards and then end up where you started and swing backwards, swing forwards. There's a lot of versatility with it after you get to learn it. And like, you have those moments when you watch a stream and someone does something really ridiculous with a character, but you don't know that unless you understand the character. Meta Knight's down special is going to be one of those things in Project M because there's so many options for spacing it and for what direction you swing with it and how powerful it is that I think there's going to be some really talented players taking advantage of that, and it's going to be really.
Then I'm segueing then really quick into Zeph, who is probably going to be one of those talented players. What have you noticed so far of the new tools that are in there?
What are you talking
What?
about?
Shofu, come on, you are not one to talk.
You can't even disrespect like that, Shofu. Pay attention.
Shofu.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so Meta Knight, what exactly about him was the question?
Everything. Like, what have you noticed? That's a lot. Like, I'm not saying what have you noticed that has changed. Obviously, Warchamp just went through it, but like of the things that you've played with, because you said you played 5 hours so far with him, right?
Or
5
more, about that.
Or more. So, like, are you going to use him? Is he, like...
Yeah, he's my favorite Smash character. But what I've noticed with him, at first, I wanted to kill myself when I was playing him because he felt clunky as hell. But then I started getting used to it. Because I'm used to how Meta Knight felt in Brawl, even though I'm not a Brawl player. He's the character I just picked in Brawl because he's like Fox, and he's easy to win with, and yeah. But now he's been changed so that his Tornado... it doesn't clank with every move in the game, and then he can use it again to get how much percent he did in Brawl. Now I've seen it used more as a recovery tool. Like, if you mash it, it goes up, like Mario's down B. So you can that gives you good horizontal distance and vertical distance because his up B. I don't quote me on this. Warchamp probably knows. I don't think the flying on it is as good as it was in Brawl. Like, I don't think it goes as high. Is that true?
I don't think the head-on is up B changed, but I don't know the specifics of that.
I mean, like the flight control, it just feels a little different, but
it might be.
Well, he's not broken anymore. That might be the
yeah.
Hey,
but
he was pretty ridiculous in Brawl.
Can he move? Can he move after his tornado?
What do you mean?
If he's in the air, does he free fall?
Yeah, he goes into fall.
Okay.
Yeah, and then his downer, he has a good tech chase game, which is where for the non-competitive players, when you hit someone and they tech, which is when they press L or R when they hit the ground, they'll sometimes roll if they want to, and if you predict which way they go, it starts a tech chase, which is what is what I've been using his down air for. I'll down throw them, I'll predict the way they're gonna go, and I'll down smash or down air that way and grab them again maybe, or start a combo with down B or something. But yeah, Meta Knight was designed way better in this than Brawl. Well, over half the cast has been designed better than Brawl in Project M just because of competitive players designing the game.
Right. It's really like I could even tell like every new iteration that comes out, every time like there's a new Project M, I'm like, I cannot wait to download this. And I think it's so funny because so many people are like, oh, or people in the community who like are pretty vocal about it, or people who have connections with Nintendo or whatever, they're always like, should we be talking about Project M? It's like, yeah, I think you should. Like, there's a hackless version. Like, it'd be different if the only way to get this, is just through emulation or something like that. But it's hackless. I mean, anyone with a Wii or a Wii U can download this and play it. And I think that's what's awesome about it. Yeah, of course. I mean, it's awesome. I love it. So, all right. I think that's going to wrap it for the Project M segment, but we just have one more little segment we want to talk about, and that is listener questions. So we've been saying that we wanted to do this for a couple episodes now. We decided to send out a tweet earlier today. Thanks to the 4 of you that send in questions, even though 2 of them are pretty terrible. And we will touch on what Prague... No, I'm not. No, I'm just encouraging better questions. And then we will touch on what Prague mentioned earlier during that segment as well about the Smash community. So the first question, which I'm actually going to combine with another question, comes from William Davies. And the second question was from Jonathan Welfare. And these are both from Twitter. And the first one asked, will Lucas get a replacement, or will Ness be the only Earthbound character in Smash 4? And then Jonathan's question, which sort of goes in the same vein, are there any characters you want to see replaced by other characters? And I'm assuming he means like characters within the same series replacing other characters. So what do you guys think?
Well, the first thing I want to touch on before anything is that Ness was actually supposed to get replaced by Lucas in Melee. For anybody who doesn't know that, they
Is
were
that
going
fact?
to. Yeah, they were going to replace Ness with Lucas in Super Smash Bros. Melee because the other Mother game had just came out, I think, but it was too close to the end of development, and so they just went with Ness. I don't know the details, but I do know that he was supposed to get replaced.
See, that's funny though, because now I think about Lucas and Ness, and I think it's pretty clear that like there's no way in a million years Ness is going anywhere now. Because
Yeah.
Mother 3 is essentially now this like one obscure thing that people who, unless you're like part of the Earthbound community, you're probably not going to play it, especially not
Earthbound-
legally.
Earthbound
And
actually
Earthbound-
just came out on the eShop.
Right. So are any of us playing through it right now? I am, but War
I've
Chat, are you
beaten
playing
it a
through it?
lot already, so I don't think I'm gonna buy it for the $10, but
I'm just happy it's there, honestly.
Yeah.
But I mean, even still, I mean, just having it on Virtual Console, I think that sort of solidifies the fact that Ness is not going anywhere.
Or at least an Earthbound rep is going to be in the game.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, who would he be replaced by? Like Nintendo? Nobody knows who that is.
No, I've been seeing people say Flint, and that would be really cool. Which is Lucas and Klaus's dad, who's like the cowboy with like the plank or whatever, and that could be cool.
I think Duster would be a more of a option, or maybe a
Or Duster,
female
yeah.
character like Paula or someone.
Or even like they could maybe upgrade Jeff from being an AT and make him into a full playable character from the original Earthbound, and have like a bunch of weird gadget moves, and that could be cool. Or even Pooh. Has Pooh been in there yet?
Oh
Like
yeah,
the
yeah.
weird-
He is a fighter, so
Yeah, exactly. So he might fit. Or even if they were to, I mean, they'll never do this, I don't think, but if they were to make Pokey a fighter, which would be crazy, have him in his mech on the stage and have him be like a heavy character, that'd be cool.
I think they do well if they just put in Klaus, Lucas's twin brother.
oh yeah, the swordsman.
Oh,
the
yeah,
version
Mask
of
Man.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mother 3 spoilers. Sorry. For all two of you that weren't aware of that fact, yeah. Because I don't know anyone else who they might go in. Well, outside of the Earthbound characters, then who else do you think from other series is going to get replaced? I think we sort of touched on the Fire Emblem stuff a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
So like, what do you guys think?
It's always good to look at the roster list because I don't remember everybody.
They aren't
Well, there's
going anywhere,
Marth-
but I'd kill to see the Ice Climbers gone.
Marth is in the new Fire Emblem game, so I'm pretty sure he's going to stick around.
Whoa! What did you say, Zeph?
I'd kill to see the Ice Climbers gone.
Who'd you want to replace them with?
Anybody.
The bear from
The pterodactyl.
Yo,
A
get that
Goomba,
bear.
I don't care.
Get that bear in Smash
Polar
4 with the pink trunks.
I just don't like the Ice Climbers. I hate the fact they grab you and you lose.
See, normally
I don't like fighting two people.
I would disagree with you normally, but for one, we just watched Wobble's amazing Ice Climber stuff at EVO, but none of those tricks are probably going to be in Smash 4. And two,
You don't
Ice
think
Climbers
so?
are the one character that's been singled out next to Olimar as having like problems on the 3DS version. I know Warchamp mentioned it earlier.
Wait. You really don't think the Ice Climbers are gonna have a chain grab again? They've
Yo,
had
they weren't
been in
supposed
both
to have
games.
they weren't supposed to have a chain grab in Brawl.
Yeah, right.
Oh wow.
By the way,
okay.
they got one in Brawl.
Yeah, Brawl. I think it's worse in Brawl because of all the handoffs you can do. But
Yeah, you can pass it around.
And I feel like because they gave the villager the balloon fighter balloons, I don't think they'll replace Ice Climber with balloon fighter. Even though they've been like hyping balloon fight for months now. They had it on a virtual console. It was an ambassador game. Wasn't it the first Wii U virtual console game?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So whatever, man. I'd kill for Mach Rider. I think
Balloon
Mach
Fighter
Rider
is
would be
also
really
in
cool.
Nintendo Land.
That's right. Balloon Fight is in Nintendo Land too.
Mach Rider, he'd be okay.
Or Takamaru, the samurai. He was in Nintendo Land too.
Just
so
anybody, I don't care. Just get Ice Climbers out.
Has anybody here played the new Fire Emblem game?
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
my God. Yes.
I have like
Is-
200 hours in it.
I know I was looking at the wiki for it and stuff and just like reading info. Like Roy's in that, right? And he's got like a whole new design and stuff.
He's not actually like
Yeah.
a character. He's like there are characters in that game from other Fire Emblem games, and they're like hollow, like empty shells. They barely talk or anything, but
Oh.
Roy's in there with another design. Yeah.
Right, and the thing is that most of the characters are like just hollow versions of themselves, but Marth, Roy, Ike, Lynn, and a couple of the other characters that are like bigger, like Lord characters
Yeah.
or like more popular characters got special DLC where they got completely new redesigns, and Roy was one of them.
Yeah, but outside of that DLC, they don't have much of a personality.
Yeah, I don't see Roy coming back. I do see Ike getting replaced. But the one thing I've been hearing from a lot of people, for some reason, it's been garnering like a lot of steam. So first off, we have Marth, who I don't think any of us think Marth is going anywhere, but
No.
I could see them
I
having
think he's
Marth.
gone.
No, but I could see them having Marth, named Marth, but have it be Lucina.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Hmm.
Like
A
in
couple
2
episodes ago.
episodes.
Yeah, and I agreed with you then, and I agree with you now. I think that's a safe bet. And then if they're not going to do that and they keep Marth, I think then Ike is for sure gone, and we're getting Crom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Well, of course.
Crum's going to be in probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
You
This-
saying this
for
just
some-
because he has blue hair?
no, I mean
He's
he's the
the
Lord.
main
If you played the
character.
game, he's the main character.
Oh, okay.
The only things I could see them doing outside of that is one, there's the second main character is supposed to be your unit, which is default
Yeah.
named Robin. If they make
I
like
think
a
it's referred
mage
to as
character,
Avatar. I think it's
Or the
referred to as
Avatar?
Avatar. Yeah, I think it's referred to Avatar. And you're actually bringing up a point that I want to talk about is that I want a spellcaster in Smash.
oh dude, I would
We have
sell
Tharja
my
for
soul
that.
for Tharja, man. If you put Tharja in from Fire Emblem Awakening, and she's like the most popular new Fire Emblem character or whatever, she's on the top of the popularity polls. She's cool. The roster always needs girls.
I just
Man.
I can't see characters without any physical like ability like Tharya. Like I don't think she'll be able to fit in with the community. Like not community but roster.
Well, she can use swords in her dark mage form.
Well, I guess, but
Yeah, I mean she could use regular attacks. It's just that she's known for spellcasting, which is specifically why I think she'd be good, or like the Avatar unit, like Robin or whatever, could be good, because they mix classes. They're not necessarily just spellcasters. Like I totally understand the argument for old spellcasting characters, but I think now there's like, with the class changes and even with the clearer character models and things like that, you could clearly see they could use swords, they could use spells, things like that.
Yeah, like you could make an argument that Zelda's a spellcaster, and kinda, but
I was
that's
just
like
thinking that.
that's like as close as Smash gets, and I'd love to see someone like full out magic flying everywhere type of thing.
Yeah, and even then, let's be real. Like everyone who plays Zelda switches a Sheik, so
Yeah.
most people. All right, so the next listener question is from Behind the Moves 2 on Twitter, and he asks, "Will you be able to record brawls and watch them on your PC?"
all right, we got to stop calling them that.
What?
They're not called brawls.
I know, but that's just what he's I'm reading the tweet.
I know. I'm just letting him know. We got to stop calling it that.
I think like the easiest answer to this is to kind of delve into the technical way that things work.
Yeah. I
And
was
so
gonna say.
like the way replays work in Brawl is that it's not a video. What replays in Brawl do is they record the buttons that were pressed and when they were pressed. And so when you watch a replay, it just basically reenacts the match using the buttons you pressed. And so that's why you're able to save so many of them and so easily, is that like they're not an actual video. Video files are really big in file size compared to just recording the buttons you pressed. And so replays will probably stick around the way they are right now. They probably won't be videos.
And I totally agree with you. And I don't think you'll be able to watch them on your PC, but I
can
do
do it
think
through
they will have
piracy.
Miiverse support.
Yeah,
Oh,
so you
yeah,
can
you'll
share
pro-
'em,
you'll-
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
you
sure.
Can,
Like,
you can send Brawl ones to your friends. You just have to know their friend code, which is a pain in the butt.
right, but I'm saying now it's easier. You have the Miiverse.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're going to have things where like you upload a video onto Miiverse and then you share it with your friends and be like, look at this match I just had with Shofu or whatever. Look I just beat him with Donkey Kong. So,
Impossible.
I saw it
Possible.
coming. I saw it coming.
I know.
Yeah, me too.
I had to get that in. All right, and then the last, okay, and then here's where it starts getting into
Oh,
like
no.
some weird listener questions.
I
So
see.
this
I'm
is
gonna get
Diamond Dialga on Twitter. He asks, if Zoroark is in the next Smash Brothers, will he have his illusion ability? First off, Zoroark will not be in the new Smash
There's no way.
Brothers.
There's no way.
Um,
No. He's played out. He's done. He's finished.
And then on top of that, how else would you use Zoroark? You obviously would use the illusion ability stuff if you were going to put him in. I mean, that's what he's known for. So there's no way he's going to be in it. But why? That's like saying, is Mario going to use fireballs? Like, are you what?
Well, like if he even if he used it, he'd be a worse Kirby.
That's
Bootleg.
true.
Yeah, man.
Nah, he'd have his regular moves, but he'd look like somebody else.
Can't he?
And
Yeah, he can't even copy moves.
Yeah, he just
No,
looks like
yeah.
something else.
Yeah.
So there's
And I
no
think we
point.
discussed this on the show before, but I'm pretty sure we came to an agreement that Mewtwo's probably going to come back in his new form. Mew 3, whatever. Yeah, his new form.
Man,
Hey, I was thinking about that actually. Sakurai, it was more of like a joke that when he said we're thinking about it. It wasn't like a literal, like he was like a crowd pleaser type thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
but,
wait.
Really?
yeah.
but
The
the
thing
dude
I said
asked
on,
about it, and he was
on a
like-
previous episode, like the Sheik Zelda type Mewtwo.
Oh yeah, with the two forms.
Yeah.
Which is
Huh.
yeah, you could see that. The one thing though, since you're here, War Champ, I gotta say, we talked about the cuts, the Pokemon Trainer cut, but man, I am in love with Ivysaur now. Like I play
Let's talk
Ivysaur
about that
so much. Ricky can vouch for me because we played a bunch of matches like just for fun after the Donkey Kong stuff we did. But man, Ivysaur is so much fun to play, and like if they separated those characters and no longer made them part of Pokemon Trainer, which I don't think. I think Ivysaur and Squirtle are both gone, but I think they could potentially do that with Charizard. I don't know. I think it'd be cool to have him as a separate character and to cut the Pokemon Trainer altogether. Just to go back to what we were
just
talking
got some
about.
changes, so you should grab Project M.
I did. Remember, I played like 10 minutes.
You played 10 minutes of Ivysaur?
No, I played 10 minutes of 2.6. I've played Project M Ivysaur from the last
Yeah, well, Ivysaur got some changes in 2.6. So
Yeah.
Oh man,
check her out.
I gotta check him out.
She's
All
not
right.
bad anymore.
And
He
so then
was
the
bad
last.
before.
Ivysaur?
I all the tournaments I've gone to, well, like Ivysaur's never done well. And
The
all
solar
the
beam thing is like amazing.
all the data
It's
that
so cool.
people have gotten from other tournaments, Ivysaur still hasn't done any well there. The only good Ivysaur is like, I don't even want to get into names, but there's like only one. So
Well, name him. Come on, give him a
it's
shout out.
the Reflex Wonder. He's in the PMBR.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's the only good Ivysaur I've ever seen.
So then, the last thing we could talk about in terms of questions before we wrap this up is what Prague was mentioning, which is what do you think Smash Brothers like at EVO sort of had as like an impact on the community? Do you think this is gonna do you think this train's gonna continue and we're gonna get Smash 4 at these events now? We already talked about how balance patches and DLC aren't out of the question. Do you think Smash is going to come back to the community now that we've seen such a resurgence at EVO, or do you think it's just going to continue down sort of where it is with Brawl and it's going to keep on with like the backroom modding sort of community kind of stuff? Like, what do you think?
The community continues to fight, to be seen. I think Smash is going to find its place.
Yeah, definitely.
The game's boss.
Yeah,
Someone's gonna
I mean,
deny
we
that.
love it. Obviously, we wouldn't be having this podcast if we didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean-
the formula of the game that we all love. It's nothing.
Yeah, it's very unique. It's just a good game. Yeah.
As for the competitive side for it, like that's literally gonna be a wait and see thing because
Yeah.
everybody's dissecting every video that we get right now for like techniques that are back from Melee and stuff that's still like Brawl, but like all that stuff is useless right now. When we saw the first videos for Brawl, it still had the Melee engine.
Yeah.
That's
And
true.
like,
people who
you know-
play tested it at a certain event, I forget which.
I think it was
Canceling
GDC.
was still in the game.
Yeah,
Yep.
like all that stuff for Melee was still there, and then it wasn't in the final game of Brawl. So like everything we're seeing for Smash 4, it doesn't really mean anything until the game's here and we see everything as it is for release.
This is off
So-
topic, but what's kind of on topic. But like, wasn't Hugs the one from that event when like they played it?
Gimpy Fish as well.
Yeah, Gimpy Fish too. Yeah. Oh man, that's a shame. All right, well, it looks good from what we've seen so far. I think with Tripping
Game looks
gone,
gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a
Visually.
gorgeous game.
HD
Yeah.
finally.
So, oh god. All right, well, I think this is probably a good point to wrap it up. I think we have a good solid like hour and a half show. So where can everybody find you guys? Just give your Twitter handles again, just in case there's new listeners.
Jamaica.
You could find me on Twitter. It's at the real Zeph. That's the only place you'll be finding me.
You can find your boy Ricky C.
Ricky Go Get!
Let's hear it one time.
Ricky Go Get!
On Twitter. On Twitter. At Ricky Cocaine, obviously.
Shofu, what's your Twitter?
I don't have a Twitter.
Nobody
you do.
knows about Shofu.
It's official Shofu, I know it. And then Warchamp, what's your Twitter?
You guys can find me at WarChamp7. I also have a Twitch channel, which is just /WarChamp7. I'm basically WarChamp7 everywhere.
Cool. All right, and then you guys, obviously, you could find me at RogersBase, RogersBase. So we will be back in 2 weeks, analyzing more stuff, and hopefully, if you guys have any more questions, hopefully questions that don't have to do with Zoroark, anything about Zoroark. And actually, if you could leave in the comments, oh my God! Speaking of comments, we got to talk about this because I've been hounded on Twitter and in the comments about this, and we gotta put it out here. So first off, people have been asking, who here is a fan of Attack on Titan? And like who came up with the opening song. So I had actually submitted to Shofu that original opening song from Attack on Titan. I have no idea. I want the answer for myself. Shofu, do you watch Attack on Titan?
No, but I'm gonna start.
Okay. There's your answer, folks.
I've been meaning to. I've heard lots of good things.
Well, me and Ike have been watching it like crazy, and it's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. Zeph, do you watch it?
And
No, I
There
don't.
it is.
It is. It's really good. So, all right. I just wanted to find that out. Someone just typed in X Zoroark X. What is this?
Stop! No,
What is this?
get out of here!
Right. Anyways, so we will be back in 2 weeks, guys. Thanks so much for listening. And yeah, for now, we're Ghost. Bye.
Bye.